What's up, everyone? Lion Roar here, and we have a brand new legendary hero in Gemstone Legends. It is DUSCELLIS, and he is a damage specialist. So, of course, I'm going to do a full breakdown and summons. But first, download Gemstone Legends, a mobile RPG puzzle match game. Use the link in the description to start with free stuff, including a bonus hero. Alright, so DUSCELLIS is a legendary red attacker of the Forest Keeper clan, and I have to say, the art is amazing. I love what they've done here with the, it's sort of like an evil looking tree spirit type of deal with the glowing face and chest. It's unbelievable. So I really like what Gemstone Legends has been doing with the art recently, because if you've watched my videos before, you know I'm as much a collector as I am a player. I really appreciate when we get nice art and flavor text that really goes well with the characters that they release, because I just like building up a roster of cool looking cards as well. I've been like that even before mobile games. I've been a card collector, so I like when they do stuff like this. Let's take a look at some of the base stats, and then we'll get into the specials. What's popping out at me here is the attack stat is higher than normal, and that's going to matter for what he does with his specials. The speed is about average. We see a lot of heroes between that 198 and 203 that are of the legendary status anyway. But mana gain is at 17, which means you can put a full set of mana equipment on him to make him go off with 5 gems instead of 6. So do keep that in mind. Of course, if you level up his skills, you can reduce the number of mana equipment you need to use. And what that means is you can really find equipment for him that's going to accentuate or focus in on what he's doing with his specials. And with that note, let's look at the specials. His leader ability increases the attack of all allies by 32% in all game modes. And with this guy, we're going to want to incentivize increasing attack. Now, of course, if you have a speed hero, that's like always who you want to be your leader. But there is that in case you're spread thin in wars or something like that. Here's the active special, and this is like just about the fewest words. This is like one of the most simple active specials I've seen in a long time. And simple doesn't ever mean bad. Sometimes simple is extremely powerful, but let's take a look at this one. Gains vampirism for 2 turns. And just in case you need a reminder of what vampirism is, he can recover 35% of damage dealt as HP. So as he's using his attack skill, he's gaining life. And that's in all the games that I have played, something like that always tends to be pretty powerful. Now, it can't be the only thing that's going on with the hero, but it's always very powerful because you're contributing towards your ultimate goal, which is to kill opponents, at the same time as you have a more defensive type of ability wrapped into it, which is stay alive, right? At its simplest, that's what you're trying to do. Stay alive and kill the enemy. So it's simple, but it can be powerful. Deals damage to all enemies, 210% of attack. And that's quite a bit of damage to all enemies. We don't often see like that amount of attack spread out to all enemies. However, what I do have to say about this is, strangely enough, in Gemstone Legends, dealing damage based on attack is one of the weaker ways to deal damage. When you can deal damage based on defense or HP, that's usually more powerful, because not only are you making your own hero stronger and resilient to the opposing hero's damage, but you're dealing a lot of damage yourself anyway. And so the attack, unfortunately, doesn't come with that double benefit of strengthening your own defense as you are dealing damage. So, but this is a lot of damage. What this usually means is when you see damage being dealt based on attack, first of all, the attack needs to be high to make it worth it. And also, you got kind of a glass cannon situation going on where you can typically deal a lot of damage, but then your hero dies easily too. Let's take a look at the passive, though. That was a lot to say about a few words, but let's take a look at the passive. There's a lot more words here. At the start of a battle, he has 20% ignored defense, and every time he uses his special ability, he gains 10% ignored defense with a max of 50%. And after every wave finished, ignored defense resets to the initial value. All that to say, basically, he's ignoring an amount of defense against the opponents that's pretty typical for something you see in this game when that ability is stacked on there, but it gets stronger as he's using his special. So you really do want that mana equipment on there. However, every wave, of course, you're going to have to start over with that, but he's going to be dealing a lot of damage just because he's got a lot of attack and he's ignoring defense. Deals 50% more damage when attacking with gemstones and his special ability if he's afflicted with burn status and the target has less speed than him. So this is very niche. Like, this is not just going to sort of like just naturally come up very often. So this text almost doesn't matter unless you work towards it, which is possible. But like I said, it's kind of niche. You'd have to really think about what you're doing with this if you're going to try and take advantage of this one. First of all, he's going to need more speed. Like, you're going to need to make sure that the equipment you're putting on him is increasing attack, increasing speed, and probably dealing with some kind of compensation of the amount of defense he has. Like I said, he could be a glass cannon where he deals a lot of defense, but he's kind of fragile. So you might want to strengthen his defense a little bit somehow. But how do you get the burn status on you? There is a hero that does that. There might actually be a couple, but one that comes to mind is Sven. He's another glass cannon type of hero. But when he dies, he basically puts burn status on everyone, including your own heroes. And so that's a way to get burn status on him as well, to be able to potentially deal more damage. Now, I feel like if you're going to do that, because Sven can kill himself, by the way. But if you're going to do that, you probably need some kind of hero on your team that's going to revive. So what I would think is if you're going to set up a team that takes advantage of this ability, you're going to need someone like Sven, who could kill himself or other heroes on your team potentially. But you're going to need one or two heroes that support each other to be reviving and healing and stuff like that, just to kind of keep it going. Maybe you want Soul Link, to spread out some of the damage potentially that's being dealt, because remember, your opponents are going to be hitting you too. But if you do that, you could potentially have a situation where you're taking advantage of this ability for him that's dealing more damage, and you've got revival going on with your opponents. And if you can recycle Sven, like putting burn on everybody, dying, and then coming back and putting burn on everyone again, and then dying and coming back, like, that's kind of cool. If anybody tries that, let me know in the comments. That's just a really outside situation. I can't see that being some super powerful strategy, but it might be cool for Team 4 or something like that in Wars. Team 3 or Team 4 or something like that. Okay, and then last little bit of text. Immune to poison and heal block statuses. Mana gain increased by 2. Of course, that is if you level up the skill the whole way. You're going to see that actually you can get the mana gain increase at level 4, it looks like. So typically you have to max the skill out before you even get a mana gain increase of 1. But he gets it at level 4, and then you can max it out to 9 and get 2. And that means then you only need 1 set of the mana equipment in order to be able to make him work. So anyway, that's cool. That's cool. So I think that he's awesome. But do I think he's going to be one of the most powerful heroes in the game? Probably not. But just like a lot of heroes in Gemstone Legends, very, very balanced compared to all the others. And so it means that if you have him, you can really build around what you have. That's one of the things I've really liked about Gemstone Legends. You can do a lot with what you have. You can be a very competitive player no matter who you get. So you don't need to be out there necessarily chasing any individual heroes, because you've got a great toolbox to work with. So with that, I'm definitely going to be doing some summons. Might not do as many as I typically do. Let's do about let's do 20 gold scrolls and then a platinum scroll. I think that could be what I want to do here. And I swear I have rated Gemstone Legends so many times, and that thing just keeps popping up as if I never have. All right, we got something here. And it is Ruby. All right, continuing on. All right, got something else. And this one is Masako. That's a pretty good clan. All right, 5 left of the gold scrolls. 3, 2, 1, and what's it gonna be? I'll try platinum scroll after this. It's a legendary. Who is it? Who is it? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It's one of the best heroes in the game. It is Necros, everybody. Oh my gosh, and I've done a video covering him before, so make sure to go check that video out. This is a hero I did chase back in the day whenever he first came out. And you can never have too much of a good thing. That's what I always say. So I am more than happy to get multiple copies of the best heroes in the game. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. All right, but that's still not the hero we were going after. So I'm going to try 1 platinum scroll and see if I can get him. If you never try, you never know. I can't believe that, guys. That's unbelievable. And it is not the one we are chasing. It is Mallory. So anyway, let me know in the comments if you get him, if you enjoy him. He seems like he could be a really fun hero to build around. He's not going to probably be the main part of your strategy, but he is going to be the one that's dealing a lot of damage in the setup. So I'm just curious what he's like if you get to play with him, since obviously I'm not going to. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I will catch you next time.